8 keys to the foundation of your harmonious twin flame union. Honesty. In order to create anything that is e- eternal, you are going to need the correct foundation. You don't want a foundation about which you are insecure. Why would you build anything on sand unless you in- intend for it to crumble? In order to know if the foundation is steady, it needs to be tested. If there is something there which need to be cleared, or you find there is no foundation yet, you need to cleanse the debris and from the foundation of your harmonious twin flame union. Strong foundation are built on trust, honesty, truth, and shared awareness. Strong foundations are built on true love. You build your foundation first by choosing honesty with yourself and your twin flame, and then by choosing commitment to your harmonious twin flame union. You do not need to commit in every single way immediately to one another, because building a real friendships comes primary and there are layer of awareness you will receive, which you will give to choose to commit to one step at a time. You do however need to choose to be completely honest with one another right away. Your union can crumble easily at the fragile early stage. Saria was blown away when I told her up front that I was committed to total honesty in our union. I would tell her everything I felt about her and myself, even if it was very uncomfortable to share. I remember one evening after we had moved in together in Hawaii, I told her something very uncomfortable for me to share. I told her actually I don't like her at all, and I really meant it. Looked into her eyes when I said it, and I didn't try to cover it up to move away from the statements. I don't like you, I told her. I then waited for her response without trying to control her to the situation. She looked back at me, hurt and stoned. Are you kidding me? No, I persisted. I really don't like you at all. I love you, but the things you choose to do and express aren't really cool with me. I was blown away that I said it. I expected her to be packing her bags and moving back to Sedona, Sedona soon after I said it. I think she expected the same things on some level, but there was something very reliving and freeing about expressing myself honestly. It was as if something that was bottled up inside me was able to find release. I was able to let the emotion pass through me, and the relationship with her, by truthfully communicating my feelings and being willing to honor that I felt them. I had expressed my unconditional commitment to honesty in the relationship, and we were able to move through it quickly and reap the benefits of healthy relationship after that. No more than an hour later, we were making love, and I had completely moved through the feeling of not liking Salias. Honesty is powerful. When we are willing to be completely honest with ourselves and our twin flame, then we are choosing love. Dishonesty is weak. It prevents us from clearly and honestly expressing our true feeling and emotion, and it's mean we were leaking our power and energy. If you want true love, you are going to have to choose to honor your true authentic self and surrender any of your fears to the divine who guides you perfectly on your spiritual path. In the above example, where I stated how I honestly felt about Salia, in that moment, she stood by her truth, and she not only liked me but she was in love with me and want choosing to leave me and herself in our twin flame union. Salia wasn't going to accept any other truth but that which was in her heart in that moment, and she continued to be this way now because I know this about her and I know this about myself. There is a deep, deep, undeniable, and impenetrable truth trust between us, and our union continue to grow and deepen in divine love together. Your true self need to be expressed honestly, and your relationship needs honesty to have your true self be part of it. You are not attracting your ultimate lover, so you can only be half in your twin union. You are reading this book because you are an all in person where it comes to manifesting your perfect romantic relationships, harmonious twin flame union. You are here investing your love into yourself because you are investing in your ability to choose the right partner and find and keep your twin flame in harmonious union. If you are anything like me, you have got a lot to share and invest in person, and you don't want to jump dump all that love into a broken glass shattered on the rocks in an empty parking lot. Your love must go somewhere and grow. You desire to invest your love into a fortified container that can hold and protect everything you put in it. You desire your love to stay with you. You desire your love to play. You desire your love to stick around and be there internally. You desire to invest yourself into something and see it come back to you multiply. You desire to be with your twin flame and be in physical harmonious twin union them for your whole eternal life. You desire the perfect love that your heart promised you when you were a young child, because it knows your true desire for your twin flame, and a child's heart knows perfect divine love. There are some special steps that must be taken in order to attain and maintain that love. Trust. To get different result, we need to take different action. Harmonious and perfect twin flame union is built on a foundation of trust. A foundation of trust comes from two people coming to the table as their true authentic selves, sharing the deepest part of themselves honestly, and working together to evolve the and grow their twin flame union and T STFU. A foundation of trust requires honesty. You can't avoid telling your twin flame exactly what you are think and feel if you want to deepen intimacy, commitment, and maintain your twin flame union, because you are being honest with how you feel within, which develops your self trust that counter counteracted feelings of betrayal and uncertainty. What does honest not mean? It does not mean you share every little things on your mind exactly as you think it. It does not mean you tell your partner exactly how you feel about them and you are an extra upset when you are in extra upset and really just need to take space and calm down. It does mean not mean you say things you know are going to hurt your twin flame just to purposely hurt them because you are anger or went into them, even if you are been thinking this way about them for a while. Instead, just do the mirror exercise and resolve it within yourself. Nice. It does mean, however, you have discernment about what you share, but it does not mean you leave out the important stuff. It's mean you honesty share your authentic feelings and what your heart is telling you, even if you are know it's properly going to be really hard for one or both of you. It means you approach the relationship with honesty and compassion for one another. It's mean you respect one another's honesty when it comes out, and you compassionately work together it together. A solid foundation is not built on sugar coated candy which melts quickly. It's built on bedrocks. You are going to need to include absolute honesty in your twin flame union if you want to an absolute unstoppable union commitment. There's one other key to foundation of an absolute unstoppable union: commitment. Honesty first, commitment is second. Commitment is essential before you make it into the upset states. Commitment in what's going to keep your union strong through the really hard time, and it critical component of to harmonious union. Without commitment, actually deciding and choosing to be all in with zero backdoor out, you cannot manifest your twin harmonious twin flame union. If you are willing to commit to your twin flame all the way, if you are willing to commit to seeing the other person through their struggle no matter what, if you are willing to commit to seeing yourself through your struggle no matter what, coupled with honesty, love, compassion, you have to foundation for unstoppable harmonious union. With honesty, trust and commitment as your foundation, there is nothing that can stop you from attaining the full experience and expression of your true love. What could prevent you? You have your twin flame, your ultimate lover, the one person who will always loves you, the soul which has been created for you to love and be loved in return by you, and who evolves with you throughout your eternal journey. There is no higher lover for either of you. Nobody else is going to come along who is better suited for you than your twin flame. Remember the truth of this: no matter what your circumstances currently are or have been, if you are honestly communicating everything you are feelings, if you are committed to honesty and trust in your union, there is nothing that can arise which gets past either of you. No long term resentments can build if you are honestly sharing what you feel. No other person could come into your lives if you are honestly sharing with the other how you are feeling. Honesty creates total clarity in yourself in your twin flame union. With this total clarity, you can see your union and where exactly it's headed, and decide whether you both like that or not, because it's either bringing you closer to your harmonious union or not. If you desire the foundation of an absolutely unstoppable union, you are going to need to be make a serious commitment within yourself at your core. If you do not commit to yourself getting into your harmonious twin flame union, then you naturally have already given yourself permission to bow out and give up on yourself, especially when it feels difficult with your twin flame and with the divine and you are emotionally triggered. It is safe for you to have faith, trust, confident in yourself, your creator, and your twin flame, whom you are one with, in choosing to commit to his sacred spiritual path of divine union. I am not talking about getting married to your twin flame necessarily, but you are going to need to very early on in your twin flame union make some form to genuine commitment you both honor absolutely. Here is an example of the commitment I signed and sent over to Salias after a few months of talking with her. I committed to Salia that no matter what happened, I would continue to invest in our union to the best of my ability and the extent of my power for 30 days after either of us decided to end our relationship. I would give any breakup 30 days before I honored and acted upon it. I would give an extra 30 days beyond that what I would give any normal relationships, because I knew there was something special between us and I desired to protect. I protect my twin flame union with my commitment because I know I wanted to be sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that ending the relationship was because of conscious decision rather than some massive upset that sent each of us hurling down opposite paths at light speed. My commitment to her and soon after her mutual commitment to me was one thing that keep kept us together through the most painful and challenging days in our upset stage. Persistence in choosing to be with your twin flame, coupled with your promise of honesty, trust, and your commitment to your twin flame, you will have an unstoppable foundation to your twin flame harmonious union. In order for your union to be truly unstoppable, you need one other ingredient. This ingredient is the engine behind unstoppable union. Persistence is what keeps you tracking forward even when you are extremely and obsessively upset. Persistence is what pushes the next obstacle off the path. Persistence is the juice that says I'm going to keep going forward and investing in my twin union anyway, even when you are faced with the some roadblock again and again and again. You are having through thoughts of giving up on yourself and your twin flame. Persistence is an important key to a truly unstoppable union. If I don't have persistence in my union, it might not have grown very much at all. If ever, we might get stuck in patterns or quit after our commitment period was over. If I don't have persistence, my union might not have the energy to continue through the upsets. You might notice something about the previous statement and lots of other statement in this book. I really talk about we when I am talking about one union. Yes, twin flame union are intrinsically connected and every choice affects the other, but there's one more special things about twin flame. You don't need your twin flame to do any of the healing and clearing work, and you don't need your twin flame to read this book for you to have an unstoppable union with them. When you make a core choice, your twin flame is automatically affected and they aligned to that core choice. You never need to get them to do anything to have a happy and successful harmonious union. They will naturally line up with the work you are doing, and whether they are conscious of it or not. The reason why this happen it because is because you and your twin flame are one, and when you make a core choice, you are making it as one is the place where you are unified. A good example for many people is the core choice and desire to have children. This is why one or both twin flame can come with children, or you and your twin flame can choose to have a family together when you are united in harmony. Compassion. Having compassion for yourself and your twin flame cannot be stated enough on this journey. If you are lacking empathy and compassion on your spiritual journey to your union, you will find it difficult to attain the vibration of harmonious union because you are constantly judging, angry, and disappointed in yourself and in your twin flame. To be unconditionally accepted by your twin flame, you must have compassion for yourself and what you are gone through to get where you are today. Where you are currently headed. Self acceptance and compassion for yourself and your twin flame will fill you up with love and grace because you are loving the part of you and them that is hurting or didn't know any better or wasn't ready to choose union in a place within where you had to be chosen and experiencing separation for your good and your creator. Having compassion is essential to cultivating perfect union. If having compassion is essential to cultivating perfect union, it is something you must learn along the way and you will be tested on it again and again. Compassion starts with you recognizing no one else can harm or affect you in any way. When you recognize the choices of another, no matter how bad they must may be, that they cannot affect you, you can detach yourself from their choices. Even your twin flame choices cannot affect you separate from you. They would only even reveal your own choices. Now that you do not have attachment, it is safe for you to recognize how painful their upsetting choices must be, or how uncomfortable it must be for them to have to hold on to their upsets. You can have compassion for them. Compassion is not about feeling sorry for another or feeling bad for them. It's about understanding they do not have to feel bad about what they are experiencing and they can immediately make a new choice when they are ready and release the upsetting experience. Having compassion for your twin flame means having them so much you allow them to move through whatever it is they need to go through in order to heal. It means sticking with them through whatever their challenge or experiences is, even if you are already have the answer and they choose to not listen to you. Oh, one time Salia pointed out my business partner was scrambling me left, right, center. I told her I know what was going on, but still needed to find a deeper answer. So she couldn't understand why I needed to go through with that experience, but she told me lovingly she would stand by me no matter what. Her loving support accelerate me through my upset and challenge must more quickly than had she not had compassion for me, and certainly much more quickly than if she has had tried to place herself in opposition to my desire to complete the lesson. She and no one else can truly stand between me and my lessons. I needed to learn it on my own, in my own unique way, and at my own pace. No matter what I had to experience or go through, I still had to find my own understanding. Her compassion and support made it much easier for me to get what I needed from the that experience. Having compassion for others is very helpful. You are likely to find many people along your journey who are making some pretty awful decision to experience the illusions of harmony themselves. Remember, they cannot harm you if you do not choose to invite their choice of separation as your own. You might also recognize what they are mirroring within you and heal that upsets. You might have to let people go who you once thought were very close to you when you recognize they do not actually align with loving you at your core. The compassionate things to do in same situation is to let others go so you can truly thrive and come alive. Sometimes letting someone go allows you to find them again in a few more loving light. Sometimes these even result almost immediately in a much more loving and involved relationship you both share with one another. True compassion, true compassion means you have a compassion not just for your twin flame and others but also for yourself. Having compassion for yourself means you do not push yourself beyond where you are sustainably and in a balanced manner go. It means honoring your feelings and honoring where you are. It means loving yourself enough to say yes to choices which are loving and no to choices which are not loving. This result is a strong, balanced, healthy, and sustainable foundation for yourself and your heart and your mind, which allow for a rock solid foundation to grow your partner union upon. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is a lot like compassion as described above. It's mean no matter what happen, you are going to love your twin flame without conditions. Your twin flame is acting like a fool. You love them anyway. Your twin flame is saying nasty things to you. You love them anyway. Your twin flame is not committed to you and it is a relationship with someone else, you love them anyway. Unconditional love is the best friend of compassion. Once one of our student had their twin flame come to class in twin flame ascension school. She had been our student and he had been running from their union recently. We asked her if she would love him without condition if he could kind to her. Of course, her answer was an easy yes. Then we asked her if she would love him unconditionally if their romance was going great. Of course, she said yes. Then we asked her much more challenging question. We asked, what if he runs away again and goes back to his fake wife? Will you love him unconditionally then? She felt stumped and stoned. Few people ever think to love someone if that someone is still not committing to them in a moment. Unconditional love means just that literally. You love them absolutely and equivocally without condition no matter what. What happened shortly after that class? They went back into a stage of separation and she became very upset. We remembered her the lessons we had taught her in the very class and she applied it quickly, diligently. She loved him without condition and had compassion for him as he went through his upset on separation. She held space for him. She didn't withdraw her love from him, even though he had created a strict communication boundary, so there was a possibility for contact between them. Shortly after, he returned with a heart full of love and a lot of upset clears. Her unconditional love was a powerful testament to the extraordinary spiritual science we teach in our work. It it work every time for every person everywhere. It's a normal and it is not natural and it will work fully for you when you put what we teach you into complete and total practice into your life. Forgiveness. If you desire to cultivate a permanent foundation for your perfect union, you will need to master forgiveness. Forgiveness means to let go of completely. When you can completely let go of a previous upsets with your twin flame, you do not free them. You only free yourself. When you choose to hold a grudges upon someone else, you do not harm them. You only harm yourself. Many try to have tried to prove this is a lie, but a lie is a lie, and releasing the illusion that holding a grudges doesn't hurt you will always prove that it does, time and time again. We see so many twin flames couples who look like pair of squabbling ducks who have been holding on to grudges for what appears like centuries. We see them energetically, arms angrily folded, looking away from each others and both expecting the others to notice how upset they are and subsequently change for them. This is such a silly and essence way to go about your twin flame union. If you expect them to change, apologize, or do anything for you to let go of your upsets. You are absolutely sense in your expectation. Remember, your twin flame is literally you. Maybe your grudges works to starve the other person of love from your previous romantic relationships. So much so that the pain would shock them into awareness that they would gladly bow to your leverage, but that doesn't work in your twin flame union. Your grudges will only drown you in separation consciousness. When you understand this, you can rise above the pettiness of grudges and transcend to the realm of true forgiveness. This transcendental stage is easy to achieve with a simple choice. You ad- adhere to all the days of your internal life. Here is a simple decree for you. State it ons through the center of your heart and choose it whenever it arises for you. I choose to forgive all upsets, past, present, and future, anytime they arise. Forgiveness comes easily, joyfully, and naturally to me because forgiveness is a part of who I am, and extended forgiveness to another naturally extend forgiveness into myself. This unconditional surrender to a grudge in true forgiveness. Unconditional forgiveness is what you really want to master in order to command a complete mastery over a stable, permanent foundation of your union. Don't worry, it seems if this seems like a lot to take in all at once. If this is your first time reading this book, continue to read through it at a nice pace if you like, and you can also return and study it statement for statement and really meditate deeply upon each idea here. You have an eternity to master this information, and while dragging your feet doesn't serve you, it does serve you to take your time and fully integrate everything we are teaching in the book of our work, for it will serve you all the days your eternal life. Forgiveness means to let go of something. In this book's A Course in Miracles by the Foundation of Inner Peace, it says that forgiveness recognizes that you thought your brother did to you has not accurate. It does not pardon sins and make them real. It seems there was no sin And in that view, are all your sins forgiven? What is sin? Expect a false idea about God's forgiveness merely since it falsity and therefore let it lets it go. When then what then it free to take its place it now the will of God. A course in Michael workbook, what is forgiveness? Learn unconditional forgiveness and you will be transported externally into the kingdom of heaven and in this moment a place where you can truly be present with the good that is occurring especially between you and your beloved twin flame because you are free from judgment of yourself and of your twin flame. Respect. Respect means you honor the choices of your twin flame, yourself and others. Also means you respect the choices of God in your life through your life circumstances. If you do not respect what are experiencing, you are not going to move through it to the next level. If you are experiencing terribly painful separation, you cannot avoid this experience. You cannot taunt or try to bargain with life in order to get it to change your experience. You must honor what you are experiencing by respecting that you are experiencing it just as it is. It is only from this space that you can move forward through it. This is what brings you your power to change your reality. Conv- Conversely, if you are experiencing a great ideal of love, success, and joy, you will need to respect that too. Imagine your twin flame is just smitten with you. Imagine you are having an absolutely incredible time together and loving life together. You must honestly respect that this is your experience. If you become awful and afraid, upset and controlling, hoping to continue this experience, you may choke it of all its wonderful love and life. Therefore, by actually creating the fear inside you. Control does not serve you because control has no real power, only the illusion of it. It never has served you. It never will serve you. Your control claims it will provide for you certainly stability, safety, security, and power. It never ever does. It never ever does. It's only ever result in loss of what you truly desire. You may experience being in control and feeling good about that, but you will also experience a terrible backlash as a result of this and increased separation from your divine good. Control is never ever worth it. Just surrender and respect your experience authentically and honestly as it truly is. If you do not respect your twin flame choices, then you are not loving them unconditionally. You are also not having compassion for them. Be sure you respect the truth in them and not the lies. If one day, for example, they tell you they do not love you and want nothing to do with you, respect that they are absolutely having that experience. You can do the mirror exercise. If what they are saying upset you are in a way and move on while still respecting their experience. They communicated to you and they are experiencing not loving you. Accept this as their experience, but you do not need to accept this as yours. See the truth of the situation and transcend the lie and illusion by choosing love instead. Having respected their experience, you are well on your way to helping them transcend it. With your twin flame union and your understanding of these essential eight principles of the foundation of your harmonious union, honesty, trust, commitment, persistence, compassion, unconditional love, forgiveness, and respect, you will truly have an unstoppable union for the rest of your joyful, happy, and romantic eternal life.